Penny and her lost puppy named Bailey. Penny was a spirited 7-year-old with a wild mane of curly hair and a laugh that could light up a room. Her best friend was a fluffy golden retriever puppy named Bailey, who was equally spirited, with eyes that sparkled like the morning sun. They were practically inseparable, sharing countless adventures in the sprawling backyard of Penny's home, where every tree was a castle and every flower a secret treasure. One sunny Saturday afternoon, Penny and Bailey set out on their most ambitious adventure yet, a quest to find the perfect stick, which would undoubtedly become the most coveted toy in their imaginary kingdom. With her little backpack stuffed with snacks and a colorful map she had drawn herself, Penny led the way, Bailey bounding alongside her with a boundless enthusiasm that made her giggle. They ventured deeper into the woods behind Penny's house, a place where splashes of sunlight danced through the leaves, and the air smelled like pine and earth. They played hide and seek, Bailey ducking behind large trees, and once, Penny took a tumble into a patch of wildflowers, laughing uncontrollably as Bailey kissed her face, making sure she was okay. After an hour of searching, they found one. It was the most magnificent stick they'd ever seen, longer than Penny's arm and covered in gnarly knots. Bailey seized it triumphantly, wagging his tail like it was the greatest treasure on earth. Penny reached for it, but Bailey darted away, dancing just out of reach. "Bailey, come back," she squealed, chasing him through the woods. They zigzagged between trees, slipping through bushes, and then, suddenly, Bailey vanished. Penny skidded to a halt, calling his name, panic rising in her chest. "Bailey! Where are you?" She searched frantically, calling out again and again, but the forest swallowed her voice. As the minutes ticked by, the familiar paths began to twist and turn, and she realized she had wandered farther than she intended. Bailey was lost. Taking a deep breath, Penny remembered the map she had drawn. She sat down on a fallen log, trying to think. She knew she had to stay calm. "Okay, Bailey," she whispered to herself, "I'll find you. I promise." Penny pulled out her colorful map and squinted at it. The paths she had drawn were mostly intuitive, leading toward the trees where the sun made patterns on the ground. She stood up, adjusted her backpack, and set off again, navigating with cautious confidence. As she moved through the woods, her heart raced. She kicked up leaves, while calling Bailey's name. She searched by the creek where they had played just days before, but Bailey was nowhere to be found. She was getting tired, and the sun was beginning to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the ground. Just when despondency began to creep in, Penny heard a faint rustle in the bushes. Hope sparked in her heart as she raced towards the sound. "Bailey," she cried out, her voice echoing in the quiet woods. Out of the brush burst Bailey, dirty and panting, but wagging his tail furiously, as if he had just discovered the most intriguing scent in the world. Relieved, Penny knelt down, her arms wide open. Bailey leapt into her embrace, wetting her cheeks with slobbery kisses. Finally back at the edge of the woods, the sun was low on the horizon, painting the sky in tones of orange and pink. Penny looked down at her adventurous puppy and laughed. "You found the stick, didn't you?" she said, as she noticed a long branch dangling from Bailey's mouth like a trophy. They returned home, Bailey bouncing beside her and Penny's heart full of joy. That night, as she snuggled up in bed, she whispered to Bailey, who had curled up at her feet, "Let's stick together from now on, okay?" Bailey let out a soft whine, as if to say, "Always." And with that promise sealing their friendship, Penny drifted off to sleep, dreaming of their next great adventure, together. Click the subscribe button if you enjoyed my story.